Hey mamas. So this is a topic that comes up all the time, why we don't trust. I hear all my clients saying all the time, I just don't trust my husband. I don't know what he's going to do. I just can't trust him. And this causes a lot of trouble in our marriage because when you can't trust, you can't love. So if we don't have that ability to hold space and allow them to be who they are and do what they're going to do, then we are not creating space to be able to love them. So when we aren't creating the space, we're creating a lot of pain for ourselves because we're always on edge. We're always watching them, right? With that wandering eye. It's like that nervous dog analogy again, where it's always out of the corner of our eye, we have our eye on them. We're wondering what's happening. Who are they talking to? Where are they going? Why were they late on their way home from work? What were they doing? We're constantly so focused on them and what he might do, what our husband might do, that we really aren't putting ourselves in a position where we can focus on what we're going to do. That's where our power comes from. We have absolutely zero control over what our husband does. We have 100% control on what we will do if a husband crosses a line, if he, is out of line or out of boundary. So I want us to think about 3 ways we can trust again. So you might be in this space right now where you're like, I just can't trust him. I just really can't rely on him. I ask him to do something and he doesn't do it. I'm always anticipating that he's going to fall short. And it creates a lot of angst, a lot of discomfort, a lot of stress, a lot of frustration in our marriage. And you might be right there. And this is where we're going to talk about today, is 3 ways that we can learn to trust again. Because like I said, if you can't trust, you can't love. What kind of relationship is that? Who wants that? Nobody wants that. Okay, so the first thing we want to focus on is creating boundaries. And this is something I talk about all the time, right? Speaking our truth, learning our truth, all of this, because it's so crucial. Again, we are always focused on what he's doing when we really have to turn the attention over to ourselves and think, what will I do? What do I want? A lot of times we're just so quick to blame them and worry about them and think about them, when really we should be focusing all of our energy and attention on what we're going to choose to do. What is it that you want? What is the expectation you would like to hold him accountable to? And what will you do if he passes that line violation? What will you do? This is where a life coach comes in handy. This is where all my clients come to me and we get really, really clear about what we want and what we will do if he crosses that line. It kind of sounds a little harsh, I get that, but our brain is trying to protect us. It's trying to keep us safe. We're so worried that we're going to get hurt. That's why we're not trusting. I want you to think a little bit about that one person you might know who, how do I want to explain this? I call it the bubble of isolation, right? You know that one person who doesn't let anyone in, who comes off really cold and kind of unemotional, right? She or he, they're in this place where they don't want anyone else in their bubble. They want to be left alone. They want to be home. They don't want to interact with people because they can't trust people. So a lot of times it's easier for us to just shut it down. Right? That's why we disconnect with our husband. That's why we disconnect with our in-laws, because it's uncomfortable. It's super uncomfortable. You're super vulnerable when you let people in your circle. Super, super vulnerable. So think about this person and what they're creating by not being able to trust people. When you can't trust, you're distancing yourself. You're creating isolation. You're creating a very safe space for you, but it doesn't allow anyone in because you don't trust them enough to come in. So we want to think about a boundary as this perfect little bubble around us, right? We want people to come in. We want our husband to be close to us, but we're setting up a little bit of squish, a little bit of space for ourselves where we know what we're going to do if a violation is, if a boundary is violated. Right? We make that up ahead of time. What's acceptable, what's unacceptable. In a relationship, it might be some obvious things, right? Like if I hate to go to these extremes, but if he has a physical relationship with another woman, right? That's a pretty obvious one. Or if he doesn't call you and let you know where he is, right? Like if he goes straight from work to somewhere else, maybe it's like a check-in. Like what is what will make you feel comfortable? What is it that you need to feel safe? Because when I hear a mama come to me and they're like, I just don't feel like I can trust him. I can't trust him. What she's saying to me is, I don't feel safe in this relationship. If you don't feel safe, then we need to make sure that you are in a place where you feel safe, because until we're safe, until we can create trust, we can't love. We can't have passion. We can't have spontaneous, intoxicating love life, right? Like, we're just on edge all the time, where we can't relax enough to enjoy our husband and our family and all the people that we love so much. Okay, so we want to create these boundaries. What will I do when so-and-so blanks, right? That creates our power. That's creating a very clear boundary. Okay, I need you to call me by this time. I'm just using an example. Or I am going to find you or call you. That's what I'm deciding I'm going to do. That means that we can just relax. We don't have to worry. We don't have to stress. We don't have to wonder, because we've already decided that if 9 o'clock comes, we're going to call him and see where he is. Or if he kisses another woman, again, sorry, extreme examples. That's just the only ones on top of my mind. If he kisses another woman, what will I do? Will I leave? I will take my family and I will leave. I will dissolve this relationship. I will file for a divorce. I don't know. These are really extreme examples. But it's like, if my husband, for example, if he yells at me, I've already decided I'm going to walk away. I'm going to take the children and walk away. And then when I'm ready to talk and I feel safe, then I will talk to him again. That's a much better example than the extreme ones, but just wanted to give you some visuals. Okay, so the next one, we've created the boundaries, right? We've decided in our head, with the help of a life coach most likely, to be able to get really, really clear about what you want, what you expect, and what you're going to do. Okay, so we have created the boundaries. The next thing we do is we speak our truth. This is when we say, hey, honey, I love you so much. These are what I've decided I need in this relationship to feel safe, to be able to create more trust. You might not say these words, but to be able to feel safe enough to have a physical and an emotional relationship with you. Like, I want us to be close. I want to feel safe enough where we can have fun again. Like, I'm bummed that we're in this space right now. This isn't where I want to be. For us to create an exciting, love supporting marriage, like, this is something that I need. Right? We can speak our truth without being mad and angry. We can speak it from this place of like, I love you so much. Like, I'm all in here, honey. Like, we're going all the way in this marriage. Like, I want to be with you forever. I'm analyzing this. I'm talking about this because for me to be able to carry on in this is what I need. That's not too much to ask for, my friends. This is normal human relationships. This is okay. This is okay even in a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship, a sister relationship, whatever. Anyone in our family, our bosses. We're not doormats, okay? You have to speak up and tell people what you want, or they don't know. A lot of times my clients come to me and they're all pissed off that their husband didn't do blah, 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 blah. And I ask them, did you tell him what you wanted? Did you tell him what you were going to do if he didn't? And a lot of the times it's no, right? We have to be able to speak our truth to create any change in our relationships. If we can't verbalize what we are thinking, nobody knows. You're pissed off, he's pissed off, we're all pissed off, but no one knows what is going on. Okay, that doesn't serve us. That does not help us. Okay, the last one is to have your own back. This is a topic I talk about all the time because it's so important. We can't speak our truth. We can't follow through on anything if we don't have this concept where we have our own back, that we are going to support our decision, that we are going to follow through. This is the hardest part. As a parent, it sucks to be able to, you hate to follow through on consequences, right? That's the bummer of the part. But this is the space that we have to create, coming from this place of clarity and confidence and security, right? Like, we have this security in ourselves. We have this self-love. We have this self-trust. Once we start trusting ourselves enough to make a change, to follow through, to speak our truth, then we can trust in our relationships, because we know exactly what to expect. We know exactly what's going to happen if the unexpected happens, right? We've decided ahead of time what we're going to do and how we're going to do it because we love ourselves, because we love our husband, because we love our family. We're going to do this. This is the part where a wonderful life coach is so crucial to this change, because you really want someone to be in your corner to walk you through this process, to build that confidence, build that strength, so you can move forward, so you can stop feeling stuck in your relationship, so you can stop feeling this disconnect and this wonder of like, what in the world happened to us? Why are we here? How in the world are we going to get back on track? This is the first step, creating space to be able to trust yourself enough to trust your husband again. So if you would like to find out a little bit more about this, I would love, love, love to do a one-on-one with you, a relationship evaluation where you come to me for 45 minutes. We talk about your relationship and where you're at. We give it a good evaluation. We decide where you're at and where you can go. Come to me, sign up for this. You're going to absolutely love it. Okay. Love you guys. Love you, mamas. Take care, and I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.